A very warm welcome in the class of Mathematics 3. Today's topic under discussion is continuous probability distribution. This is the second class on this topic. Myself Rupak Bhattacharjee, Assistant Professor, Department of Mathematics, TIS College of Engineering. The first part on the same topic is almost having the same prerequisite of this second part. We need the idea of various types of random variables to be specific for this class. We need the idea of continuous random variable, though we need the idea of discrete random variable also, because some comparative studies are sometimes discussed in various problems. We also need the basic properties of this random variable and obviously the tools what we are using. We have to also find out the difference and the similarity both among the types of random variables, and obviously we need what we have learned in the first class of continuous random variable 1, the topic related to the density function, probability density function, its definition, its properties, how to calculate it, how to verify it, and the applications of that. So these all are in cumulative manner are the prerequisites of this class. So proceeding further, we get that when we are doing the cumulation of the distribution function, we are now introducing the cumulative distribution function. It is better to have a comparative study with the previous classes when in the discrete random variable part we want to compute the cumulative probabilities for x less than small x. In the context of continuous random variable, the cumulative distribution function will be in line with the characteristics of this continuous part, and for that this integration is introduced instead of summation, which was applied in the case of discrete random variable. So here we are defining the cumulative distribution function of a continuous random variable x such that it is denoted by capital Fx, and it will actually we are trying to cumulate it up to small x, the value. So it will be calculated by the integration minus infinity to x fu du, where this fu is nothing but the density function. So to find fx, we have to find the antiderivative of small fx, means the integration, and vice versa. We know that if we are given fx, we can find small fx by differentiation, because there is a relationship between small f and capital F in this manner that if we want to go small f from capital F, we need differentiation, and capital F from small f, if we want to make, we need integration. Now this will be more clear when we are going to discuss these examples. So what we are doing, we are taking a continuous random variable capital X, which denotes the current measured in a thin copper wire in milliamperes. We are assuming that the range of capital X is 0 to 20 milliampere, means the values what we are getting for this random variable will lie between 0 to 20, but any value among them. So this any value among them actually gives you the indication that it is a continuous random variable. And we are also assuming that the probability density function, which was the topic of discussion in the just last class, it is fx 0.05 for x lying between 0 to 20. So obviously for the other range, otherwise it will be the value of 0. Means we have to recall that particular point, that if it is not specifically defined it will be 0, or if it will not take the value at that particular point, then obviously the probability will be 0. So density function at that particular point will be 0. Now we can go for the further discussion, and we will, but you have to be confident that whether this density function in this range gives you 1 or not. Means I want to mention that what we have understood in the last class, that whether we are very much confident that the thing which is given is really in a probability density function or not. Now our job is to find out the cumulative distribution function to determine the question. Please follow. What proportion of the current measurements is less than 10 milliampere? That means this is the linguistic problem from industry, and as a person with mathematical background, you have to convert this question into the problem that actually the industry wants to know from you, that the probability of this random variable x will be less than 10 is what? This is the question. Now with the concept of cumulative distribution function, you know that you have to find out f10, where f is the cumulative distribution function. So we will first find out fx, that means p of x less than x. Now for this problem, the cumulative distribution function consists of 3 expressions. What are these 3? We have 0 to 20, but the whole range is starting from minus infinity to plus infinity. So our ranges will be minus infinity to 0, 0 to 20 and 20 to infinity. It is very simple, and it is the concept of definite integration. That integration a to b is equal to integration a to c plus c to b, where c lies between a and b. Just this simple concept will be used here for this range, and this segmentation occurs because fx equal to 0 in this otherwise cases, okay. So what we can now think, that capital Fx is 0 for x less than 0, because if the probability is 0, what you are accumulating, it will be also 0. And Fx will be equal to 1 for x greater than 20, because in all other cases it will be also 0. So ultimately the area under this curve has to be 1. So this is my main point of observation where I want to emphasize, is that there is no contribution, there will be some contribution, and there is also no contribution. So if you sum them up to cumulate up to this, it will be 0. If you start accumulating from here and go to infinity, it will be 0. But the whole accumulation will be equal to 1. That indicates that this accumulation and this range will also be equal to 1. So from this we can write that in the range of 0 to 20 fx px less than x is 0 to x fu du. It is the definition, from definition of cumulative distribution function we get it. Now 0 to fx fu is 0.05, it is given, so we get this one. Think about it. Fx will be 0 if x less than 0, this part, and if x lies between 0 to 20, if here or here or here, then this will be the area for this first part. If your x is here, then this will be the area and so on, but it will go up to 20 because after that this whole area has to be 1. So after 20, if you are taking any point, if you are at 20 it is 1. If you are here, then also it will be 1. If you are here, it will be 1. If you are 100, if you are 1000, if you are 1 crore, it will be 1. So this is the representation of the cumulative distribution function of this story. Now the question was what? The question was that we have to find out the cumulative distribution up to 10 milliampere. So the problem was converted into the mathematical problem in this form, but we now know the expression of f. So f10, as 10 lies within 0 to 20, it will be 0.05 into x. X is 10, so it is multiplied, result is 0.5. That means industry will not take from you any digit. Industry has given you a linguistic problem, a real life problem, and industry wants to know the linguistic answer or a statement from you. What you have done by your own logic, your concept, industry is not interested. So your answer has to be converted into their required form. So we have to say that 50% of the probability is accumulated at the midway point of x equal to 10 for this uniform distribution on the interval 0 to 20. Rather, as it is giving you this uniformity in the distribution, that is why the name of this distribution is uniform distribution. So if we want to find out the graph of this cumulative distribution function for this uniform probability density, we can draw it. We can now think about this structure. Already I have drawn it in the last slide. So if we proceed further, look at this. This is the uniform probability density function. Clear? Now a cumulative distribution function, if you want to make the graph clear, look at this. This is the mapping. After that, look at this, there is no change, and before 0 there is no change. So a cumulative distribution function describes how probability is accumulated as x goes from left to right or from minus infinity to plus infinity. This is the graphical representation and its inner meaning, that what it means by CDF. Now in the uniform distribution case above, in this case we accumulate probability at a constant rate, and if you just map this particular thing, you will get it at 10, it will be 0.5. That is 50% you actually accumulated at 10. Now After getting this discussion, we are going to summing that up, and we are also going to have some properties. So if x is a random variable with probability density function fx, then its associated CDF will be this, and this definition gives us, if we are interested from A to B, then it will be minus infinity to B, fx minus infinity to A, then their subtraction will give you A to B. So practically, when we use the observation in two ways, if the cumulative distribution function is given as from this, we can write it by fb minus fa, and if the probability density function is given, then we can also write it as this, because this is nothing but fb minus fa. These two are not different. So some properties are in cumulative form. In fz is minus infinity to z fx dx, we know that. This is the concept of antiderivative. For every x minus infinity to infinity, we know that this has to be within 1. Fx is non-decreasing, means it can be bigger or it can be stays as it was, but it can't decrease. And obviously limit of x tends to infinity will be 1. Now some examples. The question is, find the associated cumulative distribution function for this, and this is function is given. Solution is that we can split again the real line into 3 parts. Why? Look at this, there is an otherwise case. So this is defined from 0 to 2. So this will be distributed from minus infinity to 0, 0 to 2, and 2 to infinity. So we are distributing for the case z less than 0. So if fz is equal to 0, then we have fz also will be equal to 0, because there is no question to accumulate any probability at that particular part. Now in the next case, means second case, when z lying between 0 to 2, our calculation for fz will be minus infinity to z. Now fx dx, for the cumulation we can make this expression written as it was, 3 by 2 x, after integrating it will be 3 by 2 x square by 2, so 3 by 4 x square minus 3 by 4 x square, so minus 3 by 4 x cube by 3, that 3 and this 3 will be cancelled out, it will be 1 by 4 x cube, and it will run from 0 to 2, and it will be 0 to z, because we are placing z in between 0 to 2. So this is the required expression when z is having the range 0 to 2. If you put any value from 0 to 2 in this expression, you will get the cumulative distribution function for this particular density function. And finally for case 3, when z is greater than 2, then it will be minus infinity to z, so it will be minus infinity to 0, 0 to 2, 2 to z, and what we get, that the first and the third integral will be 0, because no accumulation will be done in these two cases. So fz will be 0 to 2 only, and after putting this value we get it 1, which gives us this indication that in the whole range the cumulative distribution function will be 1. So we have this final presentation. You please concentrate on this, because we have to represent for other problems in this manner, that if x is equal to 0, if x is less than 0, if x lies between 0 to 2, this calculation gives us the expression of capital Fx, as 3 by 4x square minus 1 by 4x cube, and if x is greater than 2, any value greater than 2.1 to infinity, the cumulative distribution function will be 1. This is nothing but some stereotype problems if you understood the idea. Proceeding further, we can have other examples. Here the question is, we have to calculate the indicated probabilities where fx is given in this form, and we have to find out the probability of the random variable lying between 1 and 2. So as it is very much clear to us that half x means x by 2 is always a non-negative on the interval 0 to 2, and in other cases it is 0, it is mentioned. So the first requirement, our requirement is holds good. Now furthermore, if we try to find out minus infinity to infinity half x after integrating as minus infinity to 0, the fx is 0, 0 to 2, fx is x by 2, and 2 to infinity it is 0. Well, while we are integrating, we get it 1 and our requirement is satisfied. Then the cumulative distribution function for x less than 1, then fx equal to 0, and we can get for the next part for 0 to 2, after integrating it from 0 to x where x is lying from 0 to 2, we get the expression as x square by 4, and for after 2 part, as there are no more accumulation, fx will be 1, just like the last problem. So summing up what we get, if x less than 0, in this segment it will be 0. In this segment, for any point you are taking from this range, you have to put it in the expression of x square by 4, and for this segment it is again 0. Accumulation is 0, but for the whole cumulative distribution function it will be 1, because 1 is already achieved over here. So this is the required expression what we are thinking for. Now for the next problem, when we are taking fx as 12x square minus 12x cube and 0 otherwise, and it is asked to find out the probability when x lying between 1 by 9 and 1 by 3. This is almost what I should say, this is exactly same calculation process, identical process we have to follow. Just as for our practice, we are checking the problems in different directions. So for integrating from 0 to 1, because in other cases it is 0, we are getting that the expression is coming as 1. That means again we are confident that what the function is given is a probability density function. So the cumulative distribution function for x less than 0 will be 0, and for 0 to 1 we have to integrate it within the range of, you can just use some bracket over here, 0 to x 12t square minus 12t cube dt. So after integrating it, you will get 12t cube by 3 minus 12t to the power 4 by 4. So simplifying it, you will get 4t cube minus 3t to the power 4. It is written, and substituting 0 to x we get 4x cubed minus 3x to the power 4. Now for x greater than 1, after one range, as the probability value is 0, so it has to reach 1 before this. So for x greater than 1, fx will be remaining as 1. So the cumulative distribution function for this story will be like this. Now what is the question? The question is find out the probability of x lying between 1 by 9 and 1 by 3. So if we want to calculate this, we have to use this one. So for 1 by 9 and 1 by 3, we have to go for 1 by 3, we have to go for 1 by 9, and the remaining subtraction will be our answer. Is not it? So just putting these two terminal values in capital Fx, where these are lying in this range, it will be easily calculated by us that the value will be 1 by 27. So if we are proceeding for another problem, this is a little bit tricky than the previous problems, because here fx is given with some unknown constant k, and it is asked that for which value of k we will get it as 1 by 128. So we will show that k is a positive number, therefore k minus 1 by x to the power k is greater than equal to 0. So only you will get fx greater than equal to 0. So after calculating this, we must have 1, and look at this k minus 1 by x to the power k. If we integrate it and put the limits, as it is infinity, that means improper integral, we have to solve it within the concept of improper integral, and putting the limiting value t tends to infinity in the result of the integration, we get it 1. This indicates that we can proceed with the function fx what is provided to us. Now the cumulative distribution function for x less than 1, x greater than 1 is given is here, and otherwise this. So x less than 1 it will be 0, and for x greater than 1 fx will be integration 1 to x, this expression, and we get it this. So for x greater than equal to 1, if you want to find out at 1, you can find it out. You can find it for 2, you can find it out for 3, and so on, because for x greater than 1 the function is having non-zero expression. So finally, if we want to find out that the probability of x greater than equal to 2, x greater than 2, then we have to calculate that 1 minus this part. Again I am drawing it. You want this, that means you want this minus this. That is done. Now the whole thing is 1, we know that, and we are trying to find out only this part by using this fx. So putting this in this particular expression, in this particular CDF what we have already generated, 1 minus 1 by x to the power, x is 2 now, 2 to the power k minus 1. So we get 1 by 2 to the power k minus 1. So by the condition of the probability obtained, this one is my result, and it is given that it has to be 1 by 128. So if 1 by 2 to the power k minus 1 is 128, it is nothing but the simple algebra which gives us the value as k minus 1 is equal to 7. So k is equal to 8. So this is the trick we have used with the concept of probability density function and its properties, and probability distribution function, cumulative distribution function for continuous random variables and its properties, with the help of integration and with the help of other antiderivative concepts. And obviously simple basic algebra is used. So please be confident on those types of problems, keep patience, be logical, then only the problems will be very easy for you. So we are in the almost in the concluding part of our class. So here I have to mention the references what I have used for making this lecture. You can go to this particular websites also and you can follow the textbook. And finally, these are the assignments for you for making this idea what we have discussed in this class. You can see the function. The function is a function for continuous random variable. So your job is to find out the distribution function according to the requirement. Do it with full concentration. So I want to thank you all. Happy listening, happy learning.